Hey, what's up, guys? Brian Barrera, CEO, LC Innovation. As you've seen, as a few of you have seen, I've uploaded some videos on my YouTube channel for the five tool employee framework. I just wanted to do like an overview on what has been posted, on what I've been talking about, why I've been talking about it. One video that I thought was going to be for 15 minutes ended up being six videos, well over an hour worth of information. But yeah, I just want to talk to you guys about why I chose to do what I did. What's behind the curtain, right? We keep talking about that. What's under the hood? The main focus behind the five tool employee framework is because we hire these people in key positions. We partner with people. We get board members that just want your company's name on their resume. We get these people that just speak the world, and the first interview to the first 3 months, it's just yes, 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 yes. And the things that we really wanted, the things that we thought we communicated, maybe we didn't put it on paper, maybe we didn't communicate it thoroughly, maybe we didn't give a job description, but all these items that we didn't do, we didn't cover our bases, right? That's a part of the model. But the whole point of it is that we don't cover our bases, and we leave it open for people to take advantage of that. But we're the ones who are making the mistakes. We didn't put our foot down from the beginning. We didn't explain the whole scenario, explain what we were expecting from these people. We didn't bring that up. We didn't talk about that, and that's where we fail. And one of the things that I've seen with small businesses, especially, and I'll talk about larger corporations and departments later on, but what I'm seeing lately, not lately, for a while now with small businesses, that they get too busy to do the small things. They get too busy to do the small details. And they get upset about it when you challenge them on that. Well, why am I supposed to have time to do that stuff? I was supposed to hire someone to do that stuff. But the problem is that sometimes when you hire these people, especially for mom and pop shops or private businesses, they just get in love with being the owner. They get in love with having the ear of the owner. And it's just natural human behavior. But that's what happens. And that's why a lot of these owners get stuck in analysis by paralysis, or they get stuck in certain areas where it's like they just can't move forward because there's so many things being thrown their way. But you have to remember the discipline of why you bought that business. You bought that business because you had that product idea. You bought that business because you liked the venue, or you liked the market, or you saw the market exploding, whatever the case may be. I know I say whatever the case may be a lot because it's so broad, right? But when you're doing this and when you're hiring these people and you're getting so many people who are telling you, oh, I could do this for you, I could do that for you, watch out for that kind of stuff. Watch out for that verbiage. Watch out for, oh, you don't need that. You don't need that. We got this. Watch out for that. Pay attention to the model because and this is universal. I mean, this comes when you hire people, this comes when you have board members, board of directors, board of advisors, hire executives who come on strong. When you hire people and they come on strong and they make all these changes immediately, that could be a red flag. It could be good, but it could also be a red flag. It could be a red flag because that means they're just doing things their way. They're not really dissecting your demographics. They're not dissecting exactly what they signed on to. They're not dissecting what the owners want. They're not dissecting what the market and what the employees are giving them. They're not dissecting that. And in another video, I'm going to go over the PACT model that I created. And the thing is like I talk to people about the PACT model. It's not the five and tool employee framework model. It's a different model. But the five tool employee framework is what I built based off watching baseball and football and basketball and all these championship teams, and then also dissecting and studying the Big Five personality test, the Enneagram, the Leader Member Exchange, and I think I did like five other ones. But I dissected all those, and they're all great. They all are great. They're very, very good, thorough, thought about models. The one that I built was building a championship team because in championship teams, there's ego, there's backstabbing, there's agendas, there's so much stuff. And I just want to help out as much as I can. I know that the 5-2 employee framework is not going to help you 110%. It's not going to do that. It's gonna help you dissect, even help you dissect yourself. And that's the main point. I don't want people to be thinking that the 5-2 employee framework is just for employees. No, owners are employees. Executives are employees. It's for every single employee in that facility, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, whatever you want to call it. But it's for everybody in that system. It's for everybody in that organization. But that's what I'm trying to say, is that that's what it's for. It's to dissect, it's to evaluate, it's to hire, and it's also to look at the mirror and look at yourself to see what exactly it is that you're doing. What should you be doing more? What should you be doing less? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? But yeah, there's just so much to dissect there. And I know I jumped off of the point, but the PACT model, I created the PACT model: pivot, act, transcend. I'm sorry, pivot, act, create, transcend, and disrupt. That's the model. But it's funny because people tell me, "Oh yeah, your model that you created, and I hope it had this, I hope it had that," and I'm just like, "No, no, it doesn't." "Oh, I hope you added this, and I hope you created this. I hope you created." No, I didn't really create anything. It's a model, but it's a structural model. That's the way I follow things. I didn't create anything in depth like I did with the 5 tool employee framework. The PACT model is a structure. It's going after the low hanging fruit. Then, if you can't go after the low hanging fruit, you have to look at it more serious, more strategy. Then you have to adapt, right? If changes are happening in the market that you cannot control, COVID, material issues, acts of God, like I mentioned, like acts of God, mean like weather and stuff like that, climate issues, whatever the case. And then you jump into transcend. So with the PACT model, you pivot, you adapt, you create a strategy if you have to. If pivoting and adapting doesn't work, you have to create a brand new model. And then after you do all that, you then hire people in the transcend phase. And that's where the 5 tool employee framework came from, because I was watching the Dodgers and the Lakers and championship teams that have happened besides LA teams, right? Like the Chiefs. I'm big on the Chiefs: Tom Brady, Bill Belichick. I just read Bill Belichick's book, his own book. But all these things have factored into the PACT model. The PACT model is all the cool stuff that I've learned, that I've seen, all the great things rolled into one. But you can't just use each one. You can't just use one model. You can't just use one model to encapsulate everything. So that's why I did a structural model with different phases. The first phase is pivot, quick changes, low hanging fruit, get some customers. Then you jump into adapt, external forces, right? Doing a SWOT analysis, right, on making some changes. And then the next one was create, blue ocean strategy, balanced scorecard, stuff like that. Porter's 5 forces. What can really make you create a brand new strategy to stay alive or to get into a new market? And then the last one was transcend. So yeah, it's the employee. You got to get to know yourself first, what situation you're in, and then you hire people. But the 5 tool employee framework came out because I know that's not going to happen. Like I said, this is a structural model that I created, the PACT model. It's structural. There's structures, there's phases, right? But it's not stuff that I created. The structure I created based off the models that I've learned out in the field, based off models that I learned in the classroom. But the main purpose is to understand what stage you're in, what phase you're in. And that way you can tell yourself, you know what, I need to spend more time here. You know what, I need to drop that because the market's telling me something different. My clients are telling me something different. I need to create a brand new model. Or I need to bring something back to life that I was doing 10 years ago that was successful, that just came back, right? It's just about the analysis, and it's mainly about analysis. But that was the PACT model. The 5 tool employee framework, that is what I created. I used a lot of help from the 5 tool baseball player approach, which is incredible. I love statistics, Bill James, all that stuff that I'll talk to more, especially when we do the rating scale. But for the most part, I just want to give you an overview. I didn't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to tell you what I've been doing, why I did it. There's a psychological lens behind the 5 tool employee framework, where I think that psychological lens really takes it from just being an employee driven framework, evaluation framework. That psychological lens takes it to a whole nother realm. It takes it into a leadership framework. So that's really what it is. That's why when I talk about the framework, I talk about it's an amazing HR tool and it's a leadership tool as well. So you're thinking, what? Well, It's not just HR people that hire people. In small businesses, it's also the executives and the leadership that hire people, and they just tell HR to do the paperwork, get them on board, which I don't think is the right way to go. You have to get HR involved. But that's why I say it's a great HR tool and it's a great leadership tool, because I know that we're not always going to follow the rules. I know we're not. In small businesses, sometimes you don't have time to talk to your HR team, because sometimes you don't even have an HR team when you're a small business. So the corporate side of it, how does this help the corporate side? Once again, it's if you're a CEO, if you're an executive, and you're going to hire a subject matter expert, one of your best engineers, one of your best foremen to come in and become like a manager, an office manager, a manager that's in the office more than being out in the field or on the production floor. Also, too, if you need someone to step up, if you need an executive to step up, if you made a new position, a new entry where other executives are going for that position, if you have a COO that just quit on you and you want a new COO, what can you put in place that's going to help you mitigate your risk? That's the main thing. That's the main thing of the employee framework. 5-2 employee framework is, how can you mitigate that risk? There's going to be mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but can you mitigate those risks? Can you save yourself from hiring a 90-day employee, a 90-day executive who, when they come in, they're great for the first 90 days, and then all of a sudden it's someone you never even met before, and you're just like, who is this person? Because once they pass their trial period, or once they passed, just the onboarding phase, once they pass that, they're now into their realm of like, they're going to be here for a while now, and you're just like, man, this is the real person that I hired. It wasn't the person I thought I hired. So it just helps you out with that aspect, but it's also, like I said, a reflective tool. It's also for you to look at yourself and figure out, what are your strengths and weaknesses. But it's made for small businesses, for hiring people, but it's also made for the corporate world. It might even be more for the corporate world, because as you give these promotions and you do evaluations and you do 360-degree feedback, that I'm a huge fan of. But 360-degree feedback, remember, is an incredible tool. But at the same time, people get really, really scared to tell the truth about their superiors, their bosses, because they're scared of that retaliation factor, right? So yeah, I just want to do an overview of what I've been doing, why I did it, why there's a psychological lens, who is the 5-2 employee framework. It's for small businesses, it's for medium-sized business, it's for large corporations, it's for all of them. I'm going to be doing a rating scale. I'm going to do some interview questions as well that I'm already done with, but I want to give you some time to dissect these videos, so that way we can jump into the rest of the stuff. But next week I should be launching that rating scale, and then the interview questions too, to give solid, great questions when you do interviews. And once again, just remember, this isn't 100%. It's not 100% accurate. It's not. I've tested out in the field. It's worked. I've had about 10 people I've sent it to. I think 3 of them now have tested it. I tested it myself, so that kind of makes 4, kind of. And I used it like 5 times already, and it worked every single time. But there's going to be some mistakes out there. This isn't a 100% effective tool, because nothing's 100% effective. There's a room for error, right? There's a probability of error, but that's the whole point. The whole point is that this is going to really help you mitigate your risk. Not 100%, but it will help you. So that's the 5-2 employee framework. I'm going to get into PACT a little bit more, the PACTD model, and then next week we'll get into some rating scales and some interview questions. All right, guys. Thank you so much.